people saw me in the prison, and people that were very, very much respecting me, they saw me, and I couldn't know how to tell the story because everyone was hearing 7.2 million naira, and at that point, I had to sell all my sewing machines. I sold all my sewing machines to raise money for me to get myself out of the prison and meet up the bail condition.
Hi, my name is Prince Archibong. I'm from Archibong State. I came into Abuja like 7 years ago. I'm a tailor by profession, and I've been doing very well right from Archibong State. People knows me there. My business name is Color Park. And I came into Abuja not for me to seek for greener pastures, but I came into Abuja to expand my business because I was doing very well in Archibong State. So, and I've been doing well. Before COVID-19, I had a house of my own. I built a house of my own from stool tailoring. Then before COVID-19, I have driven 2 cars. Then I've been driving cars all through. So I have a lot of customers that are very prominent in tailoring work. If you go to Gariki Market, I am very well known. My name is Color Park. You go to Emma Plaza, I'm very well known. In Lungi Barak, I am very well known. You go to Eket, I am very, very popular and very well known. And I have made all through everything I have out of selflessness. Nobody supports me and nobody picks me up from the street. I met a certain man called Gabriel Oyibode through a friend of mine who is also my client at Emma Plaza. Then that evening, it was on August 2022. So Olu introduced me to Gabriel Oyibode, who happens to be his client as well. So there he now said, this is a very good tailor. So Gabriel Oyibode now said, oh, I was looking for a tailor as well. So young man, what's your name? I said, my name is Prince Archibong. He said, you're from Archibong State. Archibong people are known to be very loyal. I said, sir, thank you very much. The next thing he said, take my measurement. I took his measurements that day. I had a piece of up and down I made. So he now said, I want to buy this one for my boy. He had 2 boys with him, one by name Jackson and the other one Frank. So he now bought one for Jackson. Then now asked me to measure Frank as well. Then the following day I should come to his house and bring some samples of materials where he will choose. There at that point, he now said, I love your work, but people like you don't like collaborating and doing business. If you wouldn't mind, I would want us to collaborate together, where I will bring my big friends. I'll get a place in Gwarimpa. I'll furnish it. I'll bring my big friends to patronize, while you will bring your boys and your expertise. And I said, sir, that would be nice if you will stick to that part of your own agreement. Then he said, no problem, that we should continue the discussion in his house the following day. That was on Saturday. So the following day, I proceeded to his house on Sunday. I showed him some samples of materials, cashmere materials, which he chooses cashmere 220. And each we agreed price at the rate of 120,000 naira each set. So we chose 10 sets, which was 1.2 million naira. He gave me 500,000 naira. I left it at his house that day. Then the following week, I went for delivery because my job doesn't take longer than 2 weeks. So he now said, young man, concerning that business we spoke about, I have rented a place in Gwarimpa. There I told him, sir, if you had intention of being very serious in this business, you would have sat down with me first before you rent a shop, because it is not all areas that are good for this kind of business. And based on my own experience and my own competency, I feel we should have taken this business to Use 2, which is an high street place for a fashion art like this. So he now said that we should make do with the one he has provided in Gwarimpa. So immediately after that day, I went the second day to see that shop. It was an empty space. My own part was for me to put my expertise, my intellectual property, of which that was required of me. And now, I now put that into play, and he called his boy, who is Frank, to come and assist us, him as well, in order to put other things in place. So I was the one that originated the design, and everything was crafted, and the empty space was turned into a fashion house purpose. And I wasn't paid because initially he now said that we should use Color Pack. I told him, sir, please, we can't use Color Pack. I have another business name. He said, okay. So I brought out one of my business name, which is Afric Billionaire Tellers. And I incorporated it with him at the CSA. And it is on a share partnership agreement. Now, it was time for us to write memorandum of understanding. He started giving excuses. Now, I didn't saw any problem in that aspect because I was respecting him so much because he presented himself as a pastor. So that wasn't a problem. Now, before that period, he now asked me to bring another set of material, of which I did. And he now chose another 10 as well. Gave me another 500,000. Now he's still owing me some backlogs of debt. So at that point, he now converted me and him to become friends and not clients again. So we became friends. Then at that instant, that particular period, from September, he now said that he is planning to marry another wife because according to him, he had issue with his ex-wife. So that we were now planning for that, which being as a friend, he now said, I have to be his base man. I said, okay, no problem. For that, I made 8 suits for 8 groomsmen, bought 8 shoes for 8 groomsmen, bought bow ties, and also I clothed his father-in-law with 2 sets of African attires for the wedding. Now, he didn't pay me a dime. We still calculated it, that he will pay me later. So after the marriage, he now said, okay, back to business. He now proposed 3 million naira for stocking of the place because we need to get sewing accessories and material for the place. That wasn't a problem. He bought only flight tickets. I was the one that bear cost of transporting myself from my house in Lugbe to airport. So I boarded the flight. I catch up with the flight. He bought a ticket, and I landed in Port Harcourt. I also foot up the expenses to Aba, which I started purchasing materials. The only thing he did was, after I purchased materials, he will send the money to me, then I will pay. So most of the materials I purchased in Aba had receipts. Everyone who is viewing me now is very much aware that not everything you buy in Aba, as regards fashion industry, that you will have material. Examples like buttons, examples like some yards of clothes, which are 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, you will not have material, you will not have received. So after then, but I listed everything, of which I sent everything to him. I screenshotted everything to him, and the dates have not been tampered with. Now, the 3 million naira he proposes was inclusive of the flight ticket, sewing accessories like thread, like gums, linings and pocketings, inclusive of 3 mannequins, of which the prices are there in the list. Now, inclusive of hotel bills, inclusive of feeding and way bill as well, and inclusive of materials, which are, some of them are the seals, which there are 4 yards to make a set of up and down. I sent everything to him based on trust. Though most of my friends told me that I would have sent those things to my shop, I said no. I told him no, that I believed so much on him, and at that point, being that myself and him are in partnership of business, my transparency needed to be played out. That's why I sent those things to him. Now, those things got to his house, to him. He went to the park and picked most of those things. When I came back from Oba, I now picked most of those things that were still at the park. I now took it to his house in Gwarimpa, Favor Arena. Getting to his house, after like 2 days, I went to him, sir, please, let's take these things to the shop at 3rd Avenue so we can shed the materials and we start business. He said no, that there is need for me to sit down and take stock. I said, sir, you want me to take stock? He said, yes. So at that point, I was thinking that I would be celebrated for the outcome of the stock. Now he subjected me to his brother, his wife, that we should take stock together. They took stock, and they found out that the materials I bought were much more than the money he gave me, which is 3 million naira. Now, and it was not as if the materials, the prices were inflated. They were 2,200, 2,300, and 2,500. The highest was 7,500. Then at that point, after calculating it, they found that out. Then the next thing, they said they were going to communicate to him. Since me and him are in partnership of the business together, they were just assigned to take the audit. So after like 1 week, I didn't hear anything. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I now called him. Says, sir, please, what was the outcome of the stock they took? Please, if you're not interested in doing this business as partnership, please, sir, I want to have my materials, because the ones I bought additional were not for us. They were for my own personal use. And most of them, I collected them on credit in Aba, since I am very well known. That the owners, the vendors, are seriously disturbing me. It was that at that instance that he now said I should come to his house. I went to his house. He said, okay, that I should take the materials to the shop and share that he's coming. So I took it there and we shared the materials. So hoping for him to come. He now came after 3 days and picked some materials in the shop that I should make for him. I said, sir, there is no tailor at hand now at this point. He said that I should bring the tailors for him to see, that access. I brought the tailors to his house. So he now accessed the tailors, and now I asked the tailor some questions. Said, at this point, it is either you pay the tailor, we pay the tailor's salary every month, or we pay them pay as you go. He now said that how much is the salary? I asked the tailors. The tailor says it's going to be 300,000 naira each of them. The 2 of them 600,000. Then pay as you go, top for 5,000 naira and trouser for 3,000 naira. So he now said that I should go and decide anything with them, since I'm a director also in the company. I said, okay, no problem. We went. I told the tailors, for now, you people understand very well that we have been working together and you've been working for me, and this is my new business as well. So let's just maintain a certain status quo we've been doing. Now what we need to do now is bring your jobs and be doing, and the little I can, I'll be assisting in buying light and paying other utilities till we wait for him to bring the client, because that was his own obligation as well. So while waiting for him, he came again one certain day and picked about 15 sets of clothes and brought some from his house and asked us to make. To his mind, he feels that those tailors will make those clothes free since he is Oga. So, but I was the one paying those guys from my own pocket, still waiting for him. At that point, it was rainy season, so I was asked to employ a cleaner, of which I did. Her name is Nancy. Now, I was the one paying her from my own purse. Revenue came, I was the one paying from my own purse. I bought meter, because the shop had no light inside. I bought meter, 140,000. I gave it to him. So, other things as well. So, now a certain time, after 1 month and like 3 weeks, he called me, said I should come to his house. I went to his house. Then my boys told me that he normally comes to that shop when he sees that my car is not parked outside to do meeting with them. So I sensed some sort of betrayal and breach of trust. So I wasn't comfortable. So he called me. I said I should come to his house. I went to his house. He now told me that I need to calculate and tell him how money comes into the shop and goes out of the shop. That's the business. I told him, sir, at this point, we've not started the business yet, and the company has no account. How would you ask me of such? And now my materials are still there. We've not yet discussed that, and you're still owing me a lot, even from the wedding you just concluded, sir. I borrowed you money. Please, sir, you shouldn't ask me this kind of question, except you feel you want to take over the business. The next thing, they still keep asking me this question, and in the presence of his wife and other members of the family and my 2 staffs as well, my 3 staffs as well. The next thing, they told me, am I aware that 120 sets of materials are missing in the shop? There I put up a question and asked them, how could 120 sets of material missed in the shop that I have only 1 key to share with 3 boys and you have 4 keys in your house? Why are you suspecting me instead of suspecting the boys? And also, why are you exonerating yourself? He now got furious. The brother who works with the security agency got furious as well and landed me a slap in my eye. Then another slap on my ear. Then Gabriel Oyibode himself landed me several blows and hit me with his leg on my chest. People were there, his family members were there. Abdullah Indagi, my boy, Mohammed Aliyu was there, my cleaner was there, and Jackson was there, Pastor GT was there, Pastor No Nonsense, member of his friend, was there, and other people were there. At that point, I felt humiliated and embarrassed in the presence of my boys. I now told him, sir, what could make you humiliate me like this? The next thing, they called the police from Gwarimpa. Police from Gwarimpa came. I was picked up. They said, go and lock him. He has to pay me my money. He now calculated, he said that 120 pieces of material, he is valuing it at 70,000 naira each, of which he now said I'm owing him 7.2 million naira. And these were materials I bought for 2,200 naira each, which if you calculate 4 yards to make up a set is not more than 10,000 naira. The ones that were 7,500 naira, he picked them in the shop and I made for him all complete. Now, Gwarimpa police took me to Gwarimpa and asked me to write a statement in order to accept that I am in possession of 120 pieces of material that I cannot account for it. There I told the Gwarimpa police that I have to do that in the presence of my lawyer. My phone was seized from me and my eyes were seriously swollen, and it was ordered that no one should bring food for me. That was on Saturday. I was detained because I refused to write that statement. I was detained at the Gwarimpa police station. Now, they now brought me out that night. And they told me that I should provide a civil servant to bail me. There I told Gwarimpa police that this is just a civil matter. Why would they ask me to provide a civil servant? The next thing they said, I am proving stubborn too much. I was given my phone. I called a brother of mine whose name is Richard Issa. He is a civil servant. He came to bail me. The next thing, they saw that I was able to foot to the condition. My phone was seized from me and I was thrown back into the cell. Richard tried all possible efforts to bail me that night. It didn't come to a reality. But rather, Richard was referred by the police to talk to Gabriel Oyibode, which Richard told me. I told Richard that the police should live up to their responsibility by following due process and not referring him to my complainant. Please, I was not allowed to be bailed that day. On Sunday, Richard tried. On Monday, I asked them to take me to the court if they have any proof of evidence against me. They refused taking me to court. Rather, it was directed that I should be taken to the bank to print statement of my account, which I was handcuffed and taken to the bank to print statement of account at First Bank. I was very embarrassed because people saw me in the bank, and these were people that I normally make clothes for. They saw me in the bank, and I didn't know what to answer. Then
just take your time.
Then at the same time, as if that was not enough, I was handcuffed again and taken to the business center for me to print statement of account of that of OP, which I did. Then I was returned back to the cell. My eyes were seriously swollen. People were looking at me. And it was as if I've committed any crime. And I was humiliated, carrying my trousers in my hands. And I printed statement of account for them. The police asked me to explain every dime that comes into my account and goes out, which I did. And at that point, my account balance was less than 1,000 naira, and both accounts. So, and at that point, they asked no one should bring food for me. I was there. And now Monday passed, Tuesday passed, the same thing. And Wednesday, it was negotiated with a brother of mine who came to bail me, Richard, that I need to pay 2 million naira before I leave the police station. That he has reduced from 7.2 million naira to 2 million naira. So I was brought out and to consent to that, which I told the police that at this point I shouldn't be coerced into accepting anything I'm not obliged to. The next thing they said that I'm quoting too laws, I'm knowing things too much, that they are going to charge me to court. I was very happy because I felt they would charge me to court. They said no. So it was there that Pastor GT now came, who happens to serve to be a PA to Gabriel Oyibode. They came. Everybody were begging me. They say, Odo, that's the name they call me. Odo, please, we would want you to kindly accept it. That let it not be as if you're fighting him. After all, he's still your partner. You people can go back and do the business together. And you have 30% in the business. Of which that was what I was still saying, that if he feels I've cheated him in any way, that proper auditing should be done. If he doesn't have money to pay auditor, I will pay. And as well,
that this company has no account. We've not yet started yet. So why am I being humiliated? I'm sensing that he's trying to breach the trust and, put me aside because I have 30% in the business. So that whatever they are feeling to claim, they should claim it from the 30%. Or are we not still going to do the business again? They didn't answer me anything. Then while still pleading, Richard pleaded with me that, oh boy, you've seen that your eyes is seriously swollen and you need to treat yourself. So at that point, I was seriously having migraine. I said, okay, no problem. I wrote an undertaking, and the police were dictating the undertaking for me, based on his own directive. So they said I should write there that I have accepted to place my Mercedes-Benz car in his house, Favor Arena, to account for, to be forfeited for the 120 sets of material I cannot account for. I wrote it. Then I now put a certain clause in another paragraph that pending when the car will be sold by me, that's when I will give him a certain amount of 1 million naira he's saying I should give. Because he was seriously mounting pressure that he's interested in taking my car or he takes my house in Duse. So when I wrote that, the papers of the cars is here with me. So the car was released to him by the police. We took the car to his house. I went to my house to cool off my head and, based on the trauma I passed through. After 4 days, I received a call that he has sold my car. I got furious and I placed a call to him. He refused picking my calls. I called his PA, Jackson. Jackson told me that I shouldn't ask him that he sold the car because his sister passed on as at that time, that he needed money to go to the village and bury his sister, that he will buy me that car. I didn't say anything, I kept quiet. After a week, I went to that shop at Gwarimpa to continue the business. He now said they videoed me, those boys took my video and sent to him. He gave an order immediately I should be ordered out of the shop, that he has not forgiven me. I left. I called the police. I told the police. The police said I should calm down. I didn't say anything. This was 2023. 2024 passed. He didn't forgive me. I went to his father-in-law and reported the matter. The father-in-law said he cannot do anything in this at this point. I went to his pastor at Help from Above Church in Uye. I reported the matter. The pastor called him on several occasions, according to the pastor. He said he stopped coming to church. I reached out to him on my WhatsApp, my Facebook. He blocked me. I was continually speaking with Jackson, who happens to be his PA. Jackson kept assuring me that he has been speaking with him, that things will get better. 2024 passed. Nothing was going on. And the shop was still very much functional and operating, without me having my own share of the 30%, and without me being sacked as the director. 2024, he sold everything in the shop and sent those boys away. 2025, I wrote a petition on February. I sent it through the Commissioner of Police, Gariki Command. It took 3 days for him to appear after the petition was approved. The police sent me to his house to go and confirm if truly he has sold the car. Let it not be as if I'm doing a mere allegation. I went to his house. That fateful day, he was packing from his old house to a new house. Immediately he saw me, he started making allegations that I came to his house to kidnap him. I went with a friend of mine whose name is Chris. He now called Gwarimpa police. They should come and pick me and lock me up. At that point, I left his house and I called the police in command to relate the story to, the outcome to. They said I should come back to the command. Then the police at Gwarimpa started calling me that they want to see me. Anywhere I am, I should report to Gwarimpa. Why would I go to his house to wreak havoc? I told them, no, I didn't go there to wreak havoc, that I went there on the instruction of the command. They got furious and asked me, why would I go to the command? I told them that as a law-abiding citizen, it is my obligations for me to take my petition or my cry to any agency I feel has the jurisdiction to hear me out. At this point, I know very well that the command is higher than Gwarimpa, so he shouldn't feel furious. So they were looking for me, according to them. I said, I'm very much available. So they called him from the command through the IPO. And what he did was for him to give excuses. Then one fateful day, he told the command he's coming, and the command informed me that I should come. I went to the command. The next thing, the command got a call in my presence from the provost office that we should come to the provost office. We went to the provost office and I met the commissioner of police, though I did not figure out his name. But the commissioner of police now asked me, young man, who are you? I introduced myself. He told me, you look nice. Told him I'm a fashion designer. I said, okay. He now said, are you the complainant? I said, yes. Because I was on dread. The next thing, they asked him, are you the accused? He said, yes. I said, okay. That he's not in position to treat this matter now because he has an urgent meeting, that we should go to a certain deputy commissioner. He referred us to the deputy commissioner. He's an Hausa man, he's slim. I know him, I can recognize him, but I don't know his name for now. So we went there through the IPO, Jagaba, Eze, and we went there. So the commissioner of police, the deputy commissioner, read my petition and outlined the criminal aspects, that I was beaten, that is battery and assault, that for my car to be sold and papers are with me is a very grievous crime. And also, for the materials and every other thing that concerns the business, that he will advise me to channel that through the court on civil suit. And also, for me being detained for 4 days and being handcuffed to the bank, that he is sorry, and sorry will not be an excuse, that he would want to see that police that did that to me, and that I should go and put up my claims and file a fundamental enforcement right, that he will pay. The commissioner of police said that the police will pay me, and that police will have to bear the cost and punishment. So, and he now referred us back to go to the IPO, and proper investigation should be done, and the police at Gwarimpa should be called forth for them to bring the case file. And also they should question them how they did investigation to arrive at 120 sets of material, and how they accepted to hand over my car to him. And he also said, they asked him, Commissioner of Police asked him to respond to my claims, my allegation. He admitted that he sold the car. They asked him, why did you sell the car? He said at the Commissioner of Police office, cameras are there. I saw the CCTV camera, and I presume that CCTV camera is still working. That it was the police in Gwarimpa that asked him to sell the car, gave him the go-ahead to sell my car. So they referred us back for proper investigation. So they put up a call to the IPO, which name is Haruna, if I'm not mistaken, please. They said he should bring the case file. They should hand over the case. They refused bringing the case file. I kept on going to command for 3 weeks. Nothing happened. I asked the command, why have you people not treated my case? They said they are waiting for Gwarimpa to bring the case file. I called Gwarimpa. Why have you refused to bring the case file? They said the command need to send them signal. I said, command, send them signal. They said they should bring the case file. Now, I understand that this is systematic approach in order to stifle me. So as a law-abiding citizen, my obligation is to hold the public service holders accountable. I moved to Gwarimpa Police to ask them why they refused to send the case file. When I got there, I asked them, why have you refused to send the case file? They told me, why did I take the case to the command? The next thing I told them, because you people lack competency to handle this matter. They said, okay. They called Gabriel Oyibode. He came and he sat down. They referred us, the IPO now sent us to the DPO, the new DPO, Galadima. And I so much thank God for the new PO because he did his job very professionally. They asked the man, why did you sell this car? He said he sold it because it is the proceeds of the crime. The DPO now told him, how do you confirm that he committed a crime? And how was the investigation being done? And who mandates you? It is only the court that will mandate someone to sell someone's property. And the court cannot even sell. They will give ample time. Why would you do this? And the DPO was still asking him to settle this matter here because the police appreciate mediation, according to the DPO. But he was still proving. And I was begging the DPO that, please, I want my car to be recovered. And this matter should be taken to the command. The next thing, he said, I stole 7.2 million naira. The DPO got furious and asked that this matter should be sent to court. But I was there and I told them, please, am I the one to be charged to court? They didn't answer me anything. The next thing, I was taken to court. They brought the man, they took the man also to Lifecam Magistrate Court, and I was also taken to court. I told them, please, if you want to do this, I believe very well that I should be properly informed. Let me gather myself first. That I don't have anybody to answer for me. That's why I don't commit any crime. I was not listened to. I was taken to Lifecam Magistrate Court. And they charged him, they sent him to one other court, inside that court, and they sent me to another courtroom. I was charged that very day for criminal breach of trust of 7.2 million. And he, according to them, they said they charged him for criminal breach of trust of my car. The next thing, I was given a bail condition, a very stringent bail condition to provide 2 civil servants of level 10, if I'm not mistaken. And I should bail myself with 500,000 naira, 2 civil servants with 500,000 naira of like sum. Pending when I will meet up the bail condition, I should be remanded in the prison. That is how I found myself inside Black Maria, and I was taken to KV prison for my car that I went to ask the police to help me recover. I was taken to the prison, even after the police knew very well that this man has no evidence to prove 7.2 million naira. I went to the prison. I was there in prison. I faced all sorts of humiliation in prison. and the harsh condition I passed through in that prison.
The harsh condition I passed through in that prison, and people saw me in the prison. People saw me in the prison, and it was part of it is that I got to know so many people there. So many people know me very much. That was my greatest fear. And people that couldn't reach out to me, people that were very, very much respecting me, they saw me, and I couldn't know how to tell the story because everyone was hearing 7.2 million naira, and at that point I didn't know what to do. I was there for 3 weeks. I had to sell all my sewing machines. I sold all my sewing machines. I had to sell my TV set. 5 machines I owned, I auctioned all of them to raise money for me to get myself out of the prison and meet up the bail condition. Imagine selling all 6 or 5 machines at the rate of 100,000 naira to get. I had to borrow. Even a barrister friend of mine happened to also borrow me 200,000 naira for me to add up the kind of food I was being given in the prison. I had to be buying food every day, 6,000 naira every day for the 3 weeks and some days I was in the prison. My body, I was infected, and all manners of things were biting me, and was very, very uncomfortable, and I almost lose my mind inside the prison. And I came back. After coming back, I was even brought from the prison one day on the adjournment day. I was brought from the prison inside Black Maria. We got to pick other inmates. And I wanted to ease myself because the Black Maria was so tight. I wanted to ease myself on coming out. People I know also now saw me inside the Black Maria also, and it was a very, very bad experience, and I didn't know what to say. Say High Court. I was very, very much traumatized. I didn't know what to say. Entered the Black Maria again. I was taken to Life Camp Magistrate Court. On coming down, people also see me as well. People also know me. And that day, the hearing didn't happen that day. I was taken back again to the prison. Imagine, confiscating more than 30 people inside a small Tata Black Maria, and it was very, very much painful. I went to the prison again as well. Then on that April, this thing happened on that April 2025, I meet up my bail condition and I was released to come and face trial. I keep on going to court every adjournment date. They keep giving excuse that the magistrate is not well. The son of the magistrate have fever. Many excuses, and I told them, please, prosecutor, if you know very well that these people doesn't have any proof of evidence to back up their claims, please, I would kindly ask that you should strike out this case for now, dismiss the case for now, pending when they will have their proof of evidence, they put up the suit again, that I will appear. Or if there is no evidence, that it should be struck out. One, I didn't do that I didn't say that because I wanted to abscond or shy away from being tried. But I know very well that as a tailor, this is my season. So, and I had a program to tour 15 African countries, in exploration as regards this fashion career. But as it is right now, people are not trying me, and adjournment have been given for more than 7 times. Please, let it not be as if the court is not competent, because I believe the court is the last hope of a common man. Why? Rather, the prosecutor said, I am quoting too much laws, that if I want to teach them their job. I didn't say anything, I kept quiet. I now ask a question, why am I the only one coming to court and this man have not been coming to court? They say I should forget about it, that the matter concerns me with the Commissioner of Police. I said, but the other one that concerns my car is also the same thing. The next thing, they didn't answer me anything, they walked away. I was released on April this year. It was there I got furious. I went and printed the man's picture and printed that of the brother that assaulted me as well. Then I had to go on public protest for me to air out my view to the whole world. Okay. Because this is the confessional statement he wrote at the command and accepted. The file is there, that he assaulted me, he sold my car, and he said it was the police that asked him to sell my car. Papers are with me, you sold my car. Now, when I now went on the street of Barnex to make the protest, to cry out, I wore white skirt and I hung tape on my neck. Then I carried his picture. On that protest, I was begging on Daddy Femi Falana to come and help me ask him why he sold my car. And because he said the police asked him, I was also begging on Daddy Femi Falana to help me ask the IG why he authorized the sales of my car. Then also Daddy Femi Falana should help me ask the brother why he assaulted me. And as I'm talking to you right now, I have serious defection in my eyes as a result of that. Then I was also calling on Omoyele Showore to help me also ask. I was also calling on VDM. I was also calling on Barrister Okute Basan. I was also calling on Public Complaints Commission, National Human Rights Commission, and also calling on Barrister Deji Adeyanju. Up to an extent where I felt very emotional because Family Worship Center, Mama Sarah brought rice to share for inmates, and I happened to, have a taste of it. I was calling on that woman of God to help me ask, why was I being humiliated and my car was sold? Why was my car sold and I went to ask for my property? Police has the power to recover and prosecute, but I was the one being vilified and sent to prison, remanded. It was at that instant, doing all these things, that the next following day, which was on Friday, I got a call from the prosecutor that they have brought the proof of evidence. Because my cry also was that justice delay is justice denied. Would this matter be in court forever? They have not done any hearing for one day. There was a day that they did hearing for one, which concerns the 7.2 million naira. The judge asked, the prosecutor stood up when they read my case and said, my lord, we have not been furnished with proof of evidence. I could remember that
The judge got upset and asked them, this guy came back from prison since on April, and this is like May. Why haven't you bring proof of evidence for a matter that said happened since 2023? Why? They now said that she was waiting for the police. So the magistrate now said, where is the complainant? They said the complainant have not come to court. I said, why is he not here for a matter he's intending to claim 7.2 million naira? Or does he want to let go of the 7.2 million naira? Please, can you call him? And where is his counsel? His counsel didn't come. Nobody came. I said, okay, can you call him? They put a call to him based on the number he gave inside his file. Another person picked. They said, do you know you're supposed to be in court? The person said, I don't know anything about court. I am not Gabriel Oyibode. The magistrate now said, is it that he gave wrong address? The magistrate now said, ask me, where is your complainant? Do you have your complainant number? I said, yes. I gave it to the court. They called him. Immediately he picked the call and he cut. He cut the call and blocked them. Since that time, they have given me dates more than 5 times or 5 times. They have not been able to prove. So it's as if most times I will come from Lagos, rush just to come and collect dates. And this is the date I feel they can communicate to me and tell me, okay, today the magistrate will not sit. They allow me come just because they want to frustrate me. So I refuse to be frustrated because a case cannot be in court forever. Except the court doesn't have the competence, though they have the jurisdiction. But I wouldn't want to believe that. That's why I'm crying to the general public that this is my story. Now, ever since I met this man in 2022, my life has been reducing every day. I have even lost a relationship. I was hoping I was going to settle down. I've lost that relationship, and I've lost all the boys that were working for me, and I've lost relationships. I've even lost my own physical appearance, and the worst part of it is that I had to sell all the machines I had just to regain my freedom. And my eyes, I'm seriously having a problem with my eyes. I've lost freedom because I can't go anywhere outside staying in Abuja because they keep giving me court day every 2 weeks, giving me court day. And they even told me that any time or any day that the court is supposed to sit on my matter, then I don't appear in court, that my bail will be revoked and I will be sent back on remand. Which I know very well that is the angle they are going to. So now I can't go anywhere. I've sold all my machines. I don't even know what to do now. I don't even have any money for me to go on marketing. I don't even know what to do. A few clients I had knowing about this matter, everywhere, it has been spread everywhere that I'm a criminal, and you know very well that as a tailor, we are still grappling with tagging us a disappointment, and now he said I stole 7.2 million naira, which I am begging for them to come and try me. Let them try me. If truly I stole this money, I should be able to serve, and let me just know that I'm paying for the crime I committed.
Nigerians, I dey laugh. You get the reason why I dey laugh, because why? Nigeria don't happen to me. You see this man wey dey here? Look at this man very well. Carry the camera come. You see the man? Good. You see this one way there here? You see this one? This one na DSS officer. This one here. This one here na my friend before. This one sold my car. This man sold my car, my Mercedes-Benz car.